So today we have an update on a long-term drama that's been happening. And I didn't think we'd come back to this. I almost completely forgot about it. And it always worms your way back into your For You page when you need it the most. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's been so much happening on the internet and I've been covering all of it, all the different days, just like today. But sometimes I feel like my brain is just too full of extra information and then something comes up and I just feel like it's overspilling, overflowing, and I would love to have a place that I can put it all down, but I just haven't found that convenient place just yet. And I'm also realizing that I'm not a pen to paper kind of girl. I used to do bullet journaling and that just didn't quite work for me. I feel like when an idea comes to my head, I need to put it down immediately. And if you don't have pen and paper on you, always, it's a struggle. But one thing I do have on me is my phone. And so actually today's sponsor has been a great help with that. They're called Day One Journal. So today's video is very kindly sponsored by them. So you guys can try Day One Journal today if you click the link in the description, or you go on dayoneapp.com/Angelika and use the code Angelika to get a limited time offer of 2 months free trial. Gives you a whole 2 months to try journaling and see how you like it. So that's DAYONE app.com/Angelika and code Angelika for 2 months free. Day One is the #1 journaling app on the Apple App Store, which shows you enough. They have amazing reviews. You can keep your personal thoughts in there. It keeps a streak going of how many times you've journaled in a row. So that definitely keeps you in a bit of a momentum because you feel like a bit of competition is healthy. Now, if you're not very good at journaling, what I've noticed is really helpful is it gives you a prompt every day and you can use that to kind of start a conversation. And you can also just keep track of food or travel. You can post pictures into there and videos. Now, you can do a lot of these things in the basic account. However, the premium is more premium and it has a lot of options that I use daily. With the premium account, I can have more than one journal, whereas with the basic, you can only have one. For my multiple journals, I have one for life. I have one for Phoebe, where I add a lot of Phoebe things like how she's doing with training, what we're still working on, adding in pictures of her walks. And then I have one for work where I just add in quick brain dumps of what I'm thinking about, you know, implementing into my work life. With the premium, I can also add in unlimited photos, videos, and audio recordings. And I'm personally not a one picture kind of person. When I take pictures of Phoebe, I take thousands. And this is one of my favorite functions, and it's that you can change the color of the app icon on your phone. So I've obviously set it to pink, which is my favorite color, and it just looks really cute. Day One helps to keep your information safe and secure as well, so you don't have to really worry about that. It has a user-friendly UI and end-to-end encryption, so none of your information is just going to spill out there. Other than prompts daily, you can also use their templates. That was, I think, my issue with bullet journaling with pen and paper. I had to like draw things out, and that would take too much of my time. By then, I didn't want to get my thoughts down anymore. So like I said, you guys can try journaling today with Day One Journal. If you go on dayoneapp.com/Angelika and use code Angelika, and you'll get 2 months free trial. So let's get back into the tea that's been taking up all my brain space. So subscribe to the bell icon for engagement, and let's just get into the tattoo gate. I spoke about that a few months ago, and I think I did 1 or 2 videos on it because it got a little bit crazy. But if you guys haven't seen those videos, I'll link them in the description so you guys can watch them if you want. If not, here is a very quick recap of everything that's happened. So we had a content creator come out with a video basically talking about her nightmare experience with a pretty well-known tattoo artist. Well-known in the sense that like had like her own shop, Instagram page, blah blah, like wasn't just like a no one. And the pricing was absolutely insane, but she thought, you know, I'm gonna pay more, this thing is permanently on me, it just makes sense to pay a little bit more money. So she gets charged for a sketch, and before the tattoo is even on her, she's essentially quoted like 4,500 because the initial sketch was not what she asked for. And then she was like, okay, well, I guess I can just charge you the difference between sketch 1 and sketch 2 because there was different pricing for different sketches. Like the first one was probably like close to $2,000, and you didn't really have much, you could make like one change to the sketch. And she was like, well, since you asked me for more than one change, I can just let you pay the difference between sketch 1 and sketch 2. She was like, no, like you literally did something I didn't ask you for. And then she proceeds to post all the other TikToks basically explaining this whole situation.
Story time, hopefully one part. I'm gonna try to go as fast as I can. So I wanted a tattoo by this artist who I love, who's very talented on Instagram. This is nothing to do with her talent as a tattoo artist, just kind of the business practices that I've dealt with over the last 24 hours. Booked a consult with her a couple months ago. Consult was non-refundable. It was $180. That was listed on our website. That's fine. I paid that. We had a Zoom consult on Friday. I showed her these reference photos as to what I wanted for a half upper arm sleeve. We kind of talked about it a little bit. I said I wasn't really picky on what kind of flowers I wanted. I wanted the fox to look like he was running. Foxes were my favorite animal. I said I wanted some watercolor on the fox. The flowers were just going to be whatever she thought would look good. She then proceeded to tell me, after I had already booked I paid for the consult, she told me that she had these 3 options for her design fee. So she charges a design fee to design her tattoos. So the first option was $1,500 plus tax, and you get a concept sketch, and you can make one minor change and then a final design that you'll review. The option number 2 was $3,500 plus tax, where you got 2 concept sketches and a couple changes and a final design review again. And then option 3 was $6,000 plus tax, where you would get multiple sketches and lots of reviews and lots of changes and like a canvas of your concept. At first I kind of thought that that price was going to then be taking it out of the final cost of my tattoo, but then I find out that it was not. I was still kind of blindsided, didn't really know what to say. She asked which option worked best for me. Obviously I picked number 1 because like it's super expensive, and she had these pictures, so I was confident that she was going to make me a beautiful piece. So Monday rolls around and she sends me this. This is her concept sketch. It is nothing like what I sent her. It's nothing like what I wanted. Emailed her immediately to tell her that I wanted a full fox. I wanted a tail. I wanted the fox to be the main feature. I wanted to be less flowers, more fox forward. And I said, I know I picked option 1, but this isn't what I'd asked for with my pictures I sent you. She said that if I wanted another sketch, she was going to charge me the difference between option 1 and option number 2, which is $2,260. She said it was my fault that I wasn't clear that I wanted a full fox. But like honestly, these are the 2 pictures I sent her, both full fox, both in the same position. I don't know how much clearer I could have been. She didn't ask if I wanted a full fox. I didn't think I had to say I wanted a full fox.
And it was just so insane. Obviously people found out who it was. She went private on her account. Then we all found out that the sketch was actually copied from Pinterest. It wasn't even her idea. That's why it didn't look like what the woman asked for, because she just looked up a fox on Pinterest and just copied that. But also she learnt this method of scamming, I'm gonna put that in quotations, people for money from a fellow tattoo artist who basically said this is how I make 6 figures, is by just overcharging people for sketches and overcharging for like changes. And so it's just a scummy way, scummy, not scammy. I mean scammy too, but I don't want to get sued. Scummy way of getting more money out of people than what is actually worth. And I grew up around people who did get tattoos, so I know roughly what tattoos cost, and this is just insane pricing. Now since then they've obviously had some legal trouble, and now go forward, more people have gone to this tattoo artist without, I guess, knowing about this whole situation. So I'll talk about that. But also, she is closing down her shop, and she posted on Instagram but then deleted it. Will officially close January 31st, 2024. So it's closed now. So she says it will be impossible to express the heaviness of my devastation, but I would want you all to know that I will be okay. Closing my studio and ending my career this way couldn't be worse. I mean, this way is by getting called out for being not a great tattoo artist. Any tattoo artist or anyone in general who has ever created their own livelihood out of nothing but their own 2 hands and fire in their heart will appreciate how much it took to even open those doors in the first place. This is like having to pull the plug on my own baby, but here I am, plug in hand, and it's going to be okay. For the month of February, I'll be offering free memorial tattoos for anyone who has lost a loved one they would like to connect to, perhaps writing from a card, a small flower, or something else. A 1-hour time slot will be offered. The alternative offer is to make a heart connection with me. I've prepared a watercolor heart or the word love in any font. I'm here to make this connection with you, to hear you and pray with you. I mean, it's always about praying when we come to these scammy people. And no, that is in no way me saying that anyone who prays is a scammy person. I think it actually shows, like, I think more religious people should be offended by that. It's when someone's like severely messing up and then they just quickly swing to just relying on God. And it's like, no, you're just a bad person, and now you're using religion as a way to be like, I'm learning, God is forgiving me, only God can judge me. It's like, no, a lot of us can judge you and you're still a bad person. I mean, Austin McBroom recently, he goes through a divorce, is scamming people left, right and centre, allegedly. And then suddenly he's going to church service, and it's like, I think more religious people should gatekeep. I think to all my religious people out there, girl boss, gatekeep, gaslight, because I think you're inviting too many people in, you're being too nice, and we should stop doing that, actually. So no, let's not do that. I'm not even religious, and I'm like offended on behalf of religious people. Any tips received will be 100% donated to the Great Lakes Secondary School Acts of Kindness Initiative. This is a beautiful program started by real life angel I have been fortunate enough to tattoo recently. He and his students started this program to aid mental health. They help families and people in need with rent, groceries, holiday gifts, and more. T-shirts and sweaters will also be available at the studio for purchase that read, "Don't judge my story by the chapter you walked in on." There's a lot of and you matter in different languages. I mean, we can judge you on this chapter because you affected so many people. We did just walk in on this chapter, yes. But that statement is now gone. I wonder if it's because obviously February, well, we're halfway through February, but maybe more people can't apply now to have tattoos in February, or maybe she's not closing down her shop, or maybe, I don't know, she got a lot of hate for it, I have no idea. But then we have McQ, who came out recently to basically say that she was also scammed by this person. And it makes this statement, I wanted to read the statement first to give you guys an idea of what's going on, and then so that you can get the other side of this story, okay? So she asked for a tattoo that was supposed to look one way, and then she was going through multiple sessions to have this very simple, and I mean this nicely, very simple tattoo done. And it wasn't done, and she wasn't doing what she was asking for, and then she was overcharging her. So this tattoo is now coming close to $5,000 for something that's super duper simple. It's just colors and lines. So I'm gonna let Ree take it away.
I guess it was only a matter of time before somebody else came out with a story about this same artist. So I'm gonna share my story about how I was basically scammed out of $4,000 from this same artist. I didn't read the reviews about her, so that's on me, you know, whatever it is. And I don't even know if there were bad reviews at that time, because it was actually 2021 that I booked my consult with her initially, paid my $180. And yeah, we had a consultation that I wanted my shoulder and up into my collarbone here. So I have birds that I wanted covered. And so she, at the time, she only did phone consults. So over the phone, we discussed the design, you know, floral and that sort of thing. And she quoted me $1,700 for that tattoo, again, going here and up to here. And she said 50% deposit due, so $850. So I e-transferred her the $850. Almost immediately after I got pregnant, so we had to postpone. And then when I was not pregnant, she said she had a head injury, so blah, blah, blah. Appointment time finally comes, and it's December 2022 now. Okay, and a few days before the appointment, she calls me to go over the design. And she says, I'm not gonna be able to do the birds. Like, I can't cover it with the design, so we're just gonna do the shoulder. And I was like, well, that's not what we had discussed and what I was quoted. And so I gave some other suggestions about like coming up to my neck and that sort of thing. And she said, if you want to change the design, then you have to pay a whole new consultation. Now keep in mind, this is right after she changed the design. She said, if I don't like the new plan, I can cancel, and I would lose my $850 deposit. Yeah, she was quite rude. And so obviously I felt completely obligated to go to this appointment. Wasn't gonna be a huge tattoo, so it should be able to be done in one day and be out of there and never have to deal with her again. That was not to be. So a couple days later, the appointment comes. I show up at 9 a.m. appointment time. And this lovely human doesn't even start until close to 1 p.m. She tattoos me for 2.5 hours, gets the outline done, and then she says that she has to leave to pick up her kids. So I knew I was gonna have to come back for a second appointment, so we booked it for in January. Then she says that she charges a daily rate and that I owe her $1,900 for today, for 2.5 hours. I was there at 9 a.m. and this was about almost 4 o'clock, or that she's saying she needs the $1,900. And I said, you quoted me $1,700. She says, I didn't quote you anything because it was a phone consultation. So it's my word against hers at this point. She says, I didn't quote you anything. And I said, but you asked for 50% of the cost, which is $850. And that's why I sent you the $850 deposit. She said, nope, that's just my deposits. I charge a daily rate. So if you don't want to have the cops called on you, you need to pay me $1,900 today for 2.5 hours worth of work. When I was there at 9 a.m., willing and very much ready to get my tattoo done in that day, I paid her $1,900 because that $850 deposit, oh yeah, that doesn't go towards the $1,900. That goes towards your last session. Okay, so at this point, I paid her $180, $850, and now $1,900 for an outline. 2.5 hours worth of tattooing, actual work. At this point, I have kind of two options. I can cut my losses and stick with this outline 2.5 hour work, maybe get it done by someone else for $3,000. Or I come back, get it finished, and I know that she's gonna ask for that additional $1,000. I said, okay, well, I'm gonna go back and I'm just gonna tell her I'm not paying her any more money. I'm gonna get it finished and then tell her I'm not giving her any more. $3,000 is more than enough. Went to the next tattoo appointment in January, and she does about 3.5 hours more work, just over 3 hours, to get it finished, get the details. Now I'll show you what it looks like so you have an idea. So this is the finished tattoo, okay? Just goes up to about there. So she finishes that tattoo, okay? I told her I'm not paying any more money. You have $3,000 already. She says if I don't pay, that she's gonna call the cops. I leave, she calls the cops. Not only that, she takes my driver's license with my personal information and she sends it to every tattoo artist that she knows and tells them that I don't pay and tries to get me blacklisted. All these tattoo artists are sharing on their Instagram stories my driver's license and saying that I skip out on paying and I'm a criminal. I'm getting people messaging me saying, hey, this is you. What's going on? Anyways, I talked to the cop, or the cop calls me and I explain the whole situation and tell him, no, I did pay her. And so he says, okay, I understand. This is not the first complaint that he's had or first issue he's had with this artist. Multiple people have had issues with her. He says that, as absolutely awful as it is what she's doing and immoral, legally, I do have to pay her what the balance is because she can make up whatever prices she wants. She is not doing anything technically illegal. So of course, I immediately e-transfer her the balance. So at this point, she's got $4,000 for less than 6 hours of work. Now, at least I have a tattoo. I'm happy that I have a tattoo and not just a crappy drawing of a fox, but it's also $4,000. I tried to share my story about her on Facebook, my experience. She threatened to sue me for defamation. I had multiple people, same sort of situation, but it was on Facebook. I had shared my review and people were doing reviews on her shop, bringing the shop down, and it was down to like 1 star as well. She went and had all of those reviews deleted and she had her shop blocked for a while. Again, she got that all sorted out and then just went on her merry way, scamming more people.
Since then, now recently, Ree has announced that she's officially being sued for $2 million. And that's what makes me think she's shutting down the shop for. She's getting a lot of negative reviews. I feel like her clientele's gone down. No one wants to go to her. She can't revive this business plan that she used to have. So I feel like her option now is just shut down the shop and sue someone. And I think she genuinely, in her mind, thinks that she's got a case because she's thinking, well, these people spoke negatively about me and now I've lost income, so that must mean defamation. But it's like, no. They said the truth about you and they gave their opinion on your business that they paid for, which they have the right to do. That's why Google reviews are a thing, Yelp, that whole thing. It's just on a different platform now. And I think she's genuinely thinking, oh, I won't have to work anymore because I'll win this $2 million. And then I'll be fine. So Rhea is asking for more people to reach out to her if they have been in a similar situation with this tattoo artist and just for their experience, because maybe it will help boost her case in court and she'll be able to show that, hey, it's not just me, this person is just actively doing this to a bunch of people.
Guess who just got an email from Lindsay Joseph's lawyer? It's me. I'm the lucky one. It's me. So I've come to you, my TikTok family, for advice. Please help me. What should I do next? So just a quick summary of the letter that I received. Basically it's regarding false and defamatory statements posted on TikTok videos. It's claiming that I defamed Ms. Joseph by incorrectly asserting that she has engaged in dishonest business practices, scammed me and other clients for financial gain, and has had police complaints made against her. She's saying that my inaccurate and defamatory statements have and continue to cause significant harm to Ms. Joseph's reputation and business interests. So she requires that I immediately and permanently delete the videos on TikTok, as well as any other location that I have caused them to be posted. Publish a mutually acceptable and agreed retraction of all defamatory statements. And issue a public apology for for the harm that I have caused her. Otherwise, legal proceedings will be commenced against me without further notice, including claims for damages, for defamation, and all her legal costs. I am confident that everything that I have said in my videos is completely true, and I can back it up really as best as I can, but it was my experience with her, and I'm just sharing my experience. Nothing that I've said has been untrue or maliciously defamatory for no reason. I don't know if that's the right term, but I'm not good with all the legal jargon. TikTok lawyers, what do I need to do? Do I need to get a lawyer? Like, where do I go from here? Tattoo Gate update. I know a lot of you have been asking for an update over the last few months. I haven't really been able to say much on the situation, just at the advice of my lawyers, but I do have a pretty juicy update for you guys today. Lindsay Joseph is officially suing me for defamation for over $2 million. Thank you all for your continued support. I will try to keep you updated here on TikTok, but just keep in mind it's probably going to be pretty limited, just because of the legalities and everything. Hey, this message is for anyone who has had a negative experience or interaction with Lindsay Joseph. If you could please try and reach out to me to share your experience, either via this platform or another platform, just for the future.
So I hope that Fox Lady and Ree can get together, exchange stories, because the stories are very similar, and I hope that both can be used in court against this person. I hope she loses, because wow, this has been a crazy ride. I don't know if you guys remember the original video I did on this, if you've been here since then, but yeah, it's a crazy turn of events, really, because she's been threatening legal action at Fox Lady too, so it's just crazy that she's actually going through this, and she's having lawyers reach out to Ree McHugh. I wish her the best, and because it's so stressful, but I am like 99.9999% sure that she will win. So not tattoo artist, no, I mean Ree. But let me know what you guys think about any of this. Subscribe with the bell icon for engagement. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.